I assume you all read the title, and I assume some of you have at least seen my community post on this. Your eyes do not deceive you. I, Badboy9X, I'm here to explain why I believe Hypersonic, arguably Sonic's second most iconic transformation, kinda sucks. Now, before y'all bring out your pitchforks and torches and shit, hear me out. A little bit of a tirade here because you need the context of this tirade to actually understand my reasoning behind this. Well, anyways, a lot of stories actually have this problem.
This is a pre-recorded message of me cutting into the video to say like and subscribe type shit. You feel me? Oh my god, I'm not nonchalant. Okay, let me actually talk normally. Okay, so this is a pre-recorded message of me saying like and subscribe type shit. Oh my god, why do I keep saying the type shit, bro? Okay, so anyways, this is a pre-recorded message of me saying like and subscribe because liking helps me like grow and shit, and subscribing also helps me grow and shit, because I low-key want to hit 100k before I graduate from high school. Like, wouldn't that actually go crazy though? Like, hitting 100k before I graduate from high school would go crazy. Anyways, yeah, join my Discord, Starlax, join Final Zone Discord, Sonic asymmetrical game. Is it asymmetrical horror? I've never actually talked with any about that. Anyways, and join Lost Souls, which is also another Sonic asymmetrical horror that I have to make a video on because, oh my god, I love that game. Can you imagine a Sonic game, a Sonic asymmetrical horror where they use extreme gear? Sorry, I'll save it for its own video. But anyways, yeah, like, sub, join the Discords, and links are in the description type shit. I need to stop saying that. Okay, so yeah, back to the video. What was I gonna say else again? Oh yeah. For Sonic's 35th anniversary and stuff, I'm like making Super Sonic fan song or something. What am I even doing anymore? Why am I still here? I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, I'm out.
A lot of stories of transformations have this problem. Hell, even me, as someone who wants to make a story with transformations, I have this exact same problem, and I don't really know how to write around it because the issue is it's a problem that always comes whenever you introduce higher forms in a writing show. I call it the Dragon Ball problem, mostly the Dragon Ball Super problem, because the problem became most noticeable in Dragon Ball Super. It is a problem where you create a new transformation, usually too early, that completely eclipses the old transformation in power, so much so that you even question why the main character ever needs to use the old transformation, because it's just borderline useless now. An example of this is Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3. Wait, no, actually, I'm wrong. They aren't examples, because Super Saiyan had actual narrative weight, because we had been getting hype about Super Saiyan throughout the entire Saiyan saga, until the Namek saga when we finally see it. So when we do see it, it's actual narrative payoff. Same thing goes for Super Saiyan 2. The entire Cell saga is about Gohan trying to unlock this power, and by the end of it, we get the payoff. Super Saiyan 3 has no real build-up, but it's kind of counteracted by the fact that it has a very clear and obvious downside, which all the other forms don't have. So yeah, that's what makes it like still somewhat valid, even though arguably as of Dragon Ball Super you could say the form is trash because it has 0 wins under its belt. So for sure, Super Saiyan is for prolonged fights that can last hours. Super Saiyan 2 is for fights against enemies that are like equal in strength to you that will last like a few minutes, or at least a medium length fight. And Super Saiyan 3 is for short explosive power to just like completely overwhelm your enemy. As you can see, all of them have benefits above all each other. All of them can do something the other can't. Now, here is where Dragon Ball Super comes in, and The same issue goes with Supersonic and Hypersonic. Dragon Ball Super has the same issue Hypersonic has. Specifically, and those of you that have watched the show can probably assume, or read the manga, can assume what form I'm talking about. Super Saiyan God is introduced as this power above comprehension, divine key, completely a cut above the rest of the series. A new Super Saiyan transformation that is unimaginable in power. And then the next arc is instantly eclipsed by Super Saiyan Blue. Before we even get to learn things about Super Saiyan God. We still don't know that much about Super Saiyan God, by the way. Super Saiyan didn't have that issue because we learned everything about Super Saiyan before we moved on to Super Saiyan 2. And we didn't learn everything about Super Saiyan 2, but Super Saiyan 3 has such a clear and huge drawback that we can obviously see why it's still better. Now, do you see how this relates to Hypersonic? We had just been introduced to Supersonic back in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, we also get a rerun of Supersonic, both in the intro and in the base game. Same in Sonic and Knuckles, you fight the final boss with Supersonic. But in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, on the other hand, you get this new form that only exists because of a fucking McDonald's advertisement. And then you get this new shiny power-up called Hypersonic. Now, I know I'm usually very negative in my videos, so let me clear this out right now. I do genuinely love Sonic, and I love everything about this franchise. Even games like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric and Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 all hold a special place in my heart. Like, I do genuinely love Hypersonic, but you can love something while agreeing that it was a mistake. Kinda like forgetting to pull out. You can agree that you love the child. Okay, why am I still going on with this analogy? That was just a terrible joke. Okay, next up. So now that I've clarified why I hate Hypersonic, I think the true issue is that Hypersonic completely stole Supersonic's cool factor. Let's be real. Supersonic originally was meant to be this godly, divine, cut above the rest type of power, similar to Super Saiyan God. An unimaginable level, at least in the story with the Chaos Emeralds, because of how Dr. Eggman was able to use it for something we had never seen before. Like, until now, the characters were like wall level, and Eggman was using it to completely create an entire moon base. Like, what? That was actually crazy at the time. Not the stupid ass fucking multiversal shit we have now, where characters are just bombing multiverses casually because they felt like it. Back then, Eggman creating a mini moon was actually a problem, and that was actually crazy. So yes, I feel Hypersonic just stole Supersonic's limelight, because we had just been introduced to Supersonic. It hadn't even had 2 years to wait, let me count this actually. 1992, 1993, 1994, 1995. Oh shoot, it's actually 3 years. It hadn't even had what the fuck am I saying? It hadn't even had 4 years of existence yet. And because of the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog games didn't actually have like text or any like way to know the story other than through the manual, we didn't really learn anything about Supersonic other than he's invincible, he can fly. That's it. So yeah, Supersonic, we just got the form. We haven't even learned anything about it, and yeah, this awesome power, Hypersonic, just comes in and kicks its ass. Like, see, back then, Supersonic was meant to be hyped up. Like, Supersonic, as said in Sonic Adventure, is meant to be an awesome power. Like, you can't reach it normally. When we see Supersonic struggle, it's the increased narrative stakes. We're meant to go, no way, Supersonic is struggling? How is Sonic meant to clutch this? But now, when we see Sonic struggling in super form, we just go, like say Sonic Frontiers, we just go, oh, when is Sega gonna give us Hypersonic? You don't go, oh my god, how is Sonic gonna win? You go, Sega, just give us Hypersonic, like he could clear this shit so fast. You feel me? You get why I don't like Hypersonic now? Hypersonic got introduced in such an iconic way that as much as Sega tries to retcon the form, they just can't anymore. Because it was such a surprise, I assume, for the kids back in the day. Cause see, I was born in like 2010. So hypersonic is like surface level knowledge to me. But I'm like very sure that like back then hypersonic must have been like a myth on the playground where they're like, oh my god, have you played Sonic 3 Knuckles? What do you mean? Have you played Sonic 3 Knuckles? Of course I've played Sonic 3 Knuckles. Oh my god, like, like, if you get the Chaos Emeralds and then you get the Sonic and Knuckles section, you can actually unlock another Chaos Emerald and go hypersonic. No way! I refuse to believe you! Like, that's how I imagine the kids were like back then, right? Like, hypersonic must have been that crazy. It must have been like one of those playground myths. Like, no, because it's crazy because playground myths don't exist anymore, actually, because everyone's just on their phone. Because of bad parenting, let some parents just throw phones at children when right out the womb, bro. Motherfuckers be playing Subway Surfers the moment they spawn in, I swear. Anyways, yeah. As I was saying, Supersonic just completely got eclipsed by Hypersonic. Like, Supersonic isn't like, cause like at least the manual hinted at Supersonic. The manual never hinted at Hypersonic. So finding out about Hypersonic was genuinely a surprise to these guys. And that's why it's so iconic. You can't just get rid of something that iconic, which is sad because I think it should have never been introduced, honestly. I think it was a mistake. Again, I like it, but it's like a failed abortion. What the fuck am I even saying? Like, hold on, wait. Let me read this script. I must have been smoking drugs. Let me read this script out for you. The first joke like this was like, I do like Hypersonic, but I can like something while agreeing it was a mistake. Kind of like how my future kid is going to be born when the condom store runs out. What the fuck was I saying? And the second one is, but again, he's like a failed abortion. You love him, but you can't help but question how he's alive. What the fuck was I on about? Yo, was I smoking when I wrote this shit? Okay. I'm sidetracking though. But anyways, yeah. And another issue I have too is narrative weight. As seen in Sonic and Knuckles, you can genuinely just trade out Hypersonic for Supersonic in the story and everything stays the same. Like, what does Hypersonic even do? Let's be real. So yeah, I can honestly see why Sega hates the form. It's not because of like the Dragon Ball transformation shit. While though that is also a valid reason and the reason Sega themselves mainly advertised. But I feel like this is also a strong reason too. Yeah, it just takes away from, well, at least it may not be a strong reason for Sega, but it's definitely a strong reason for the writing team. Why doesn't they shouldn't have introduced something that is, because like we didn't get, like now we know a lot about Supersonic, but you have to remember back then Supersonic was also a playground myth. It wasn't until Sonic 3 where people were like, okay, yeah, now we know he exists. And then for Sonic 3 and Knuckles to just completely kick him out the window because of a fucking McDonald's advertisement, mind you, is just rage bait. So, at the end of the day, do I hate Hypersonic? No, actually quite the opposite. I do like it. But do I agree that he steals Supersonic's limelight? 100%. But anyways, that's it for this video. Like if you like, subscribe if you think I'm cool. Cause I want to get to 100k before I leave high school type shit. I need to stop saying type shit. But let's be realistic, YouTube probably isn't even gonna like make this video do good, so I don't even know why I'm asking. You know what, honestly, if this video does blow up and reach like, I don't know, fucking like 50k views, I'm gonna make a Never Nest to Ever Nest video on my alt accounts. Yeah, now let's just say that I'm gonna make a Never Nest. I just stepped on a stone while recording, holy shit. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna show a tour of my Never Nest to Ever Nest house because I just got the game. Anyways, yeah, I'm going back to weekly upload because I can't handle the stress of making 5 uploads in a month when it takes me a week to make one. Hell, making this video in like a day or two, depending on when it comes out, is probably gonna be hell too for me. So anyway, see y'all, and I don't know, I'm gonna go fucking green or some shit.